From Trum Field in Somerville, Mass., this is Lexington Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Tonight, it's the Blue Sox with a record of 1-1 visiting the Somerville Royals with a record of 0-1. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring the play-by-play story, our first ever Blue Sox video broadcast. And the Blue Sox took out some frustrations on the Arlington Trojans this past Sunday, winning 7-1. After falling 4-0 to Melrose on opening night, the second time in 3 years that the Blue Sox got shut out on opening night at home. But of course, the last time that happened, they went on a 7-game winning streak after that. Oh, that lasted almost the rest of the month of June. I'll see if they can keep another winning streak going here against the Somerville Royals, who took the Blue Sox to 3 games in the best-of-3 first-round series in last year's playoffs. Stole Game 1 on the road, which shocked the Intercity League, and everyone was thinking, oh my God, is this going to be the year that the Blue Sox finally don't make the ICL playoffs? Well, Drew Lienhoutz pitched a no-hitter the next night, and they won Game 3 back at center field, and the rest is history, as they say. So the starting lineups, first for the visiting Blue Sox, they will be in Carolina blue with navy caps and white pants, as you see down there on the left field line. Eduardo Soto going to lead it off in left field, followed by Ross Curley at short. Taylor Ferguson is in center. Julian Alvarez is in right. Alex Wojcik is behind the plate. Justin Silvestro is at first. Thomas Russo is at third. Chris Ruaco is at second. And Derlin Tejeda getting his first start of the year, rounding out the lineup as the designated hitter. On the mound for the Lexington Blue Sox will be Ryan Filipowicz, getting his first appearance of the season. Flip is in his second season with the Blue Sox. He was 2-0 last year in 14 innings pitched, allowed just 9 hits and 2 earned runs, while walking 2 and striking out 16 in 14 innings. In the postseason, he made 3 appearances, was 1-1 with a 3.6 ERA, and struck out just 8 in 11 and 2/3 innings, and allowed 14 hits, 8 runs, and 5 walks in the postseason. So it's definitely a stark contrast for Flip in the postseason compared to the regular season last year, but let's see if he's got some more regular season gems in him tonight. For the Somerville Royals, they will be in navy blue with the navy blue and white caps and white pants. Jake Santola is going to lead it off at second, followed by Brian Campbell in center. Wagner Gomez, a Blue Sox killer, is at third base. John Collette is behind the plate. George Crowley is in left. James McConville, the player manager, is at first. Adam Johnson is at short. Chris Esposito is the DH, and Nick Valdaria rounds out the lineup in right field. On the mound for the Royals is Jonathan Richard. Richard will be making his first appearance of the season. Bring up his stats in just a second here. He is in his 3rd season with the Somerville franchise, which started as the Somerville Thunder in 2015 and then became the Somerville Royals when McConville took over the club last year. His career pitching number is a 2.75 ERA, 3.9 in 84 innings. He's allowed 102 hits, 60 runs, 33 of which are earned, walked 35, and struck out 57. He's got a whip of 1.8. Last year he was 2-4. Did not pitch against the Blue Sox in the regular season last year and took a loss in the opening round series last year, pitching a complete game effort and allowing 7 hits and 4 runs. So Richard, the left-hander, getting his warm-up tosses. Glad to have you with us on our first ever Blue Sox video broadcast. Got a stationary camera tonight. Alas, we don't have someone to run the camera for us, but unless you want to run the camera for us. Although it's a little high up, I don't know. I got a young man next to me. If you're interested, you can give it a shot. All you have to do is pan, but just rotate the camera left to right. That's it. Just follow the action. I don't know if that's too high for you, though. Give it a shot. If not, no worries. Yeah, that might be a little high for you. Yeah, you can reach the handle, but can't see the monitor. You're fine for now. I just pan it to the left a little bit. That's good. All right. Here's Eduardo Soto to lead things off. Soto standing in from the right side against the left-hander, Richard. And the first pitch at 8:23 is in there for strike one, as Soto was hoping to bunt his way on. And Soto swings and misses at a high one, and it's 0-2. Soto 1 for 3 to start the season. Richard with the full wind and the pitch. And that's outside for ball one. They appeal to the first base umpire, and he said he did not go. And this is skied down the right field line and fouled. It'll remain 1-2. The pitch from Soto is just barely fouled off. So Soto, after falling behind 0-2 quickly to start the at-bat, is taking a ball and fouled off a couple of tough pitches. Richard with the wind and the 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. So what looked like doom to start the game for the Blue Sox has turned to a good at-bat here for the second-year Blue Sox player. Only played in one game, though, last year and hit a home run against Wakefield. That is way outside, full count. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up. This is what you want from your leadoff man, especially with a good contact hitter in Ross Curley on deck. The payoff pitch is grounded to the right side. It'll be fielded by the second baseman, Sintolo, and in time to get the speedy Soto for out number one. So a good at-bat for Soto, but it is for naught.
Is that good?
So here's Ross Curley. Ross was 0 for 4 of the runs scored in the win against Arlington on Sunday. He takes strike one. And he fouls that one off to make it 0-2. So once again, Richard ahead of a batter, 0-2. Richard with the wind and the pitch. Correction, there was a ball mixed in there. That is strike two. So now it is 1-2. It was 1-1 before. The 1-2. This is laced into center field and out of the reach of the shortstop Johnson for a base hit. Good piece of two-strike hitting there by Roscoe. And we have a one-out base runner for Taylor Ferguson. Ferguson, the center fielder, batting 1 for 3 to start the season. The pitch, low for ball one. He grounds this one down the the third baseline, rather, was just out in front of that. Otherwise, that would have gone along. That would have rolled a long way and could have been extra bases for Ferguson, but instead it's 1-1. Curley on first after the one-out single. The pitch. This is into left field. Back goes Crowley, and it is gone! A home run! That carried a bit more than I thought it did. I thought Crowley was going to have a beat on that, but Taylor Ferguson, it's the first home run of the season for the Lexington Blue Sox, and just like that, they are up 2-0. So on another two-strike pitch, and that one nearly gets Alvarez. For ball one, Julian, the cleanup man tonight, playing in right field. Julian's 1 for 5 to start the season. And he takes ball two. For Ferguson, that's his first 2 RBIs of the season. This is fouled into the screen, and it is 2-1 to Julian. So good start for the Blue Sox as Ferguson hits a home run to left center. The pitch, and this is popped up a mile high, and it's going to get foul to the right and caught against the fence. Oh, I thought that was going to go into the bleachers, but the first baseman, McConville, makes the play. 2 down. And that'll bring up Alex Wojcik. He and Thomas Russo back from their business trip in Corvallis. And they led Holy Cross to their first NCAA baseball tournament win, as that's low for ball one, since 1978. Wojcik looks at the 1-0 and fouls it into the screen to make it 1-1. 2-0 Blue Sox. It's a cool one here at Trum Field, as that's outside. 64 degrees at game time. Richard winds and delivers. That's up and away, 3-1. Justin Silvestro on deck if we get that far. And that's in there for strike two, full count. The Blue Sox batters have done a good job of making Jonathan Richard throw a bunch of pitches in the first inning. And that is in there for strike three. It pops out of the mitt of the catcher, Collette. He fumbles the ball, and he throws it into foul territory down the first base line. So that'll be a strikeout and a pass ball. Stroh takes low, ball one. Silvestro is 2 for 7 to begin the season. The home run, as this is grounded to the right side, backhanded and into center field, unable to make the play with Sintolo, so the inning continues. I was going to say the home run by Ferguson was the Blue Sox' first extra base hit of the year. So that'll be a single. And the inning continues for Thomas Russo. Another Holy Cross product, standing in from the left side. That is inside for ball one. Russo's the seventh man to bat in the inning, and he breaks his bat, and the barrel goes flying into the infield. That'll be a foul ball, and it's 1-1. Russo last year batted .318 in the regular season. All 27 of his hits were singles. In the postseason, however, he only batted .069. First and second, 2 out. Russo with the wide open leg stance, and he laces this one into left center field, and this is going to be caught on the run. Reaching back was Crowley, and the side is retired. So the pass ball on the third strike to Wojtek doesn't come back to hurt the Royals, but they do get hurt by the 2-run home run by Taylor Ferguson. After half an inning, it is the Blue Sox 2 and the Royals coming up. So Ryan Filipowicz ready to take his first trip to the mound of the season. Mentioned he had 2 complete game efforts in his only pitching appearances last season. So here we go. The bottom of the first one will be Jake Santolo, Brian Campbell, and Wagner Gomez to lead things off for the Royals. Santolo was the ICL batting champion last year at .473. Had .341 the year before that. His career was Somerville. This is laced to short, and it's gobbled up by the shortstop Curley. Fires onto first. 1 down on 1 pitch. That was a hard hit ball, but Curley makes the play. You know, when you hit the ball that hard, that's how you get to a .473 average. He had 5 doubles and 1 triple among his 35 hits. Had a higher slugging percentage the year before that, though. More extra base hits, I should say. But had an OPS last year of 1098. As that is ball 1 to Brian Campbell, the left fielder. Campbell getting his first plate appearance of the season for James McConville's club, and that's fouled into the screen for strike 1. Flip with the wind and the pitch, and this is scorched into center field. Back goes Ferguson, and it's over his head. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. On his way to second is Campbell, and he's going to hold there with a one-out double. So Campbell gets his first hit in a Somerville Royals uniform. And that'll bring up Wagner Gomez, who saw limited action last year but was very effective in those games. This is his first appearance of this season, and he fouls it into the overhang for strike one. Gomez played in only 17 of 28 games, but hit 2 home runs and led the team with 19 RBIs, hit .386 with an OPS of 1059, as that's in there for strike two. Flip comes set, and the pitch. This is grounded towards the Blue Sox dugout. Connor Bernardo, young man, helping us out with the camera tonight. Thanks, Connor. Hope to see you at some more games. Although we'll only be here one more time this season, at least in the regular season. Another foul ball on the last pitch, and this is another foul ball by Wagner Gomez. Gomez was 4 for 7 against the Blue Sox in the regular season with 1 homer and 6 RBIs last year. He grounds this one in front of the mound. Wojtek can't handle it. That'll be an infield single. Holding at second was Campbell, because if he had gone to third, Wojtek would have had an easier play there than with Gomez. So first and second, 1 out, and here's the cleanup man, the catcher, John Collette. Collette takes upstairs, and Wojtek cocks to fire to second, but no throw. Collette, 1 for 3 with a double to begin the season. This is grounded to short and past. Curley for a base hit. Being waved around third is Campbell. He will score. And the Royals are on the board. It's 2-1. So Collette picks up his first RBI of the season, and now the tying run in scoring position, and we may be in for a slugfest tonight, folks. Here is George Crowley, the left fielder. 1 for 4 with a run scored in his first game. That's in there for strike one, 0-1. 3 straight men have reached after a 1-pitch ground out to begin the inning off the bat of Jake Santolo. That misses for ball 1. Gomez at second, Collette at first. The pitch. This is grounded to short, could be 2. Curley to second for 1, on to first, double play, and the inning is over. So the damage is limited, but the Royals do get on the board with an RBI single by Collette. After 1 complete, Blue Sox 2, Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Jonathan Richard threw 32 pitches in the first inning, 20 for strikes. It's lucky he only gave up 2 runs if you throw that many pitches. Here's Chris Rocco to lead things off, and he will take outside, ball 1. That is upstairs 2-0 to Rock. Rocco is 0 for 6 with a run scored to begin his season. He takes strike 1. And he fouls this one into the screen to even the count at 2. This is skied into the infield, and the second baseman, Cintolo, will make the catch for out number 1. So good job by Richard to come back from that down 2-0 to get the pop out. So here's Derlin Tejeda getting the start as a DH tonight, and he takes strike 1. Derlin played sparingly last year. But takes ball 1, 1-1. Was 0 for 2 with a run scored against Arlington on Sunday as he takes ball 2. Drew a walk that led to him getting on base to score the run. Derlin is in his 3rd season with the Blue Sox. That is upstairs 3-1. Derlin has 1 hit in 10 at-bats in his career with the Blue Sox. That's strike 2 to fill the count. Richard with the wind and the payoff pitch to Derlin. Swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt. And that'll be out number 2. First strikeout for Richard. And the lineup turns over for Eduardo Soto, who turned in a good at-bat to lead off the ball game. An 8-pitch at-bat unfortunately led to a ground out, but that certainly 8 at Richard's pitch count. He skies this one into shallow right, and it'll be the second baseman Cintolo making the second play of the inning, and the second time he's recorded the out on Soto. So 1-2-3 go the Blue Sox in the top of the second after 1.5. Blue Sox 2, Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. Also, be sure to subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel, and if you want to donate to LSP and make future broadcasts possible, you can click on the Patreon link on the localsportsproductions.com website. Bottom of the second, and it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for the Royals. The player-manager James McConville, then Adam Johnson, and Chris Esposito. Conville getting the start at first base tonight. 14 pitches, 12 for strikes in the first inning for Flip, and McConville takes strike one. And this is popped up foul. And this will be caught by Alex Wojcik in front of the Royals dugout for out number one. I'll bring up Adam Johnson, the shortstop. And Johnson laces this one into left field. Soto camping under it. 3 pitches, 2 outs. So it'll be up to Chris Esposito to try and prolong the inning. Probably see him take a pitch here. And Esposito getting his first at-bat in a Royals uniform. He does not take pitch number 1, and he swings over the top of it for strike 1. Next offering. Misses for ball 1. And this is grounded to the right side. First baseman Silvestro has it, and he will step on first for the out that retires the side. So after both teams get on the board in the first inning, 1, 2, 3 innings in the second. After 2 complete, Blue Sox 2, Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. Top of the third, it'll be 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Blue Sox. Ross Curley, Taylor Ferguson, and Julian Alvarez. Ross hit a 1-2 single his first time up. McConville only needed 12 pitches to get through the second inning compared to 32 in the first, and that's strike 1 to Roscoe. But still 45 pitches through 2+ for Richard. That's low, ball one. Lefty deals, and it's popped into the overhang for strike two. Richard taking a while to get the sign from Collette. Now he winds and deals. And this is laced down the left field line and foul. That's low for ball two. Richard varying his pace between pitches. That'll definitely throw off a batter. Full count now. The payoff pitch to Roscoe. And this is fouled towards the Blue Sox dugout. So we'll see the second 8-pitch at-bat of the game for Blue Sox. This is the fourth time a Blue Sox batter has gone to a full count with Richard, and this one is fouled through the screen and into the bleachers. So Ross will see a 9th pitch, and this is why he is one of the best hitters, the best pure hitters in Blue Sox history, Ross Curley. 3-2 once again. And did he get a piece of that? Home plate umpire says he did. Well, even if he didn't, I think Ross is on first at that point. So still 3-2. 10th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. And he fouls that one away. Great at-bat by Ross. This is the last thing Richard needed after a 32-pitch first inning. He's already over the 50-pitch mark, and he hasn't gotten one out in the third. Richard winds and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike three. So Ross is finally retired after an 11-pitch battle. But Soto led off the first with a battle and was retired. Let's see if... And then, of course, the back-to-back single and home run by Curley and Ferguson after that. Let's see if something will happen with the Blue Sox offense now. And Ferguson grounds this one up the middle. And it's picked up by the shortstop, Johnson. And he throws it. It skips away from McConville. It's backed up by the catcher, Collette. He throws back to first. But safe is Ferguson. I believe that's going to be an infield single. So, one on, one out, and that'll bring up Alvarez. Popped up to the first baseman, McConville, his first time up. The pitch. And he fouls this one into the screen for strike one. Alvarez last year hit 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. He towers this one foul to the right and out of play onto Broadway. And it's 0-2. Alvarez played only 19 games last year, but had a 10-18 OPS. Former San Diego Padres farmhand chops this one to the left side. Only play will be to first by the third baseman. Skips to McConville, and he's safe. So Alvarez beats out another infield single. Well, sometimes this is how rallies get started. And here's Alex Wojtek. He and the Holy Cross Crusaders had a lot to be proud of in their trip to Corvallis. As Wojtek smacks this one deep to left and gone. Second home run of the game for the Blue Sox. Wojtek on the first pitch he sees, cranks it deep to left, and the Blue Sox are up 5-1. Deese. So Alex Wojtek in his first game with the Blue Sox this season, 3-run homer. Ferguson scores the second run of the game, and that's low for ball one to Justin Silvestro. And hey, look at that. A long at-bat begins the inning. It doesn't result in a base runner, but it does result in the offense getting some going afterward as Stroh fouls that one off to make it 1-1. Wojtek last year hit 3 home runs and 16 RBIs in 25 games. And he was one of the leading home run hitters, as that's over the head of Silvestro and to the backstop to make it 2-1. He's one of the leading home run hitters for the Holy Cross Crusaders last year with 6. This year, I should say, with 6. Against lefty, and the 2-1 is laced into left center field and down for a base hit. This will not roll far enough for Silvestro to try for extra bases, but it is the 4th straight hit for the Blue Sox here in the top of the 3rd. So I'll bring up Thomas Russo, 0 for 1. Richards' pitch is fouled off the dish and into the screen for strike 1. As long as we've got a Holy Cross Crusader up at bat, I'll tell you that I mentioned that the Crusaders, in beating Nebraska in the regional at Corvallis, as that's in there for strike 2, won their first NCAA tournament game since 1978, and they beat the number 24 team in the nation, Nebraska, as this is looped over the fence down the left field line. Count remains at 0-2. Got to feel good to beat a Power 5 conference team like Nebraska in a elimination game, as that's in the dirt, 1-2. Now, Alex Wojtek is now a graduate of Holy Cross. And Mrs. Wojtek, if you're watching, I'm sure you appreciate the video broadcasts now in addition to the audio broadcasts. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Russo is retired for the second time. Going to have video broadcast on Saturday for the Cotuit Kettleers game. I'll tell you more about that after this half inning. Here is Chris Ruocco, and he skies this one into shallow right. In comes the right fielder, Valdario, and he makes the catch to retire the side, but not before the Blue Sox strike for their second home run of the game, this time a 3-run shot by Alex Wojtek, and after 2.5, it is the Blue Sox 5, and the Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Blue Sox baseball on Local Sports Productions continues Saturday afternoon at 12:55 p.m. when the Blue Sox head to Cape Cod to take on the Katuitt Kettleers of the Cape League in their annual fundraiser exhibition for the Pete Frady's No. 3 Fund to strike out ALS. Watch live. This will be a video broadcast at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day on YouTube. Bottom of the third, 9-1-2 due up for the Somerville Royals. Nick Valdario, who just recorded the final out of the top of the third. Then the lineup turns over for Jake Santolo and Brian Campbell. Valdario is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts to begin the season, and he takes inside corner strike 1. I thought that was a little too high and tight, but Flip will take the call as he only needs 6 pitches to get through last inning, and he is pitching very efficiently. He's now thrown 19 strikes and 3 balls. Now make that 4 balls, as that's down and away, 1 and 2, not getting Valdario to chase. Flip the righty, winds and deals. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Third strikeout, third time in 3 at-bats that Valdario's gone down on strikes, and that is the first strikeout of the game for Ryan Filipowicz. So the lineup turns over for Jake Santolo, who grounded out to short on the first pitch of the bottom of the first. It's a hard-hit ball right to Curley, though. Can't hit a ball much harder than that and just get a ground out of it. And Santolo will call time. First pitch from Flip is in there for strike 1. Looked like a fastball, but it didn't hit the mitt of Wojtek very hard. Kind of snow-coned it. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Five-1 our score in the bottom of the third. This is chopped up the middle. Curley will field it. Fire on to first in time, 2 down. So Santolo grounds out to Curley for the second time tonight, and it'll be up to Brian Campbell to prolong the inning. He laced a 1-1 pitch for a double and came around to score what is thus far the Royals' only run in the first. That misses for ball 1. Upstairs, 2-0. First pitch was pretty close. Second one, not at all. Swing and a miss. Challenged him with the fastball on 2-0, and he couldn't catch up to it. 2-1. That's upstairs, 3-1. That is in there for strike 2. Full count. Forget a 3-ball count. This is the first time a Royals bat has been to a 2-ball count, but it doesn't matter as that is strike 3, and the inning is over. After 3 complete, Blue Sox 5, Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on Local Sports Productions. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/service advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Nine, 1, and 2 due up here for the Blue Sox in the top of the fourth. Tejeda, Soto, and Curley. And the first pitch to Derlin is in the dirt for ball 1. Derlin was ahead 3-1, but struck out on a payoff pitch in the second. He takes ball 2. Next offering from Richard. Up and away, 3-0. And Derlin takes ball 4, a 4-pitch walk worked by Tejeda. He's on base for the first time tonight. And the Blue Sox have the leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight as the lineup turns over for Eduardo Soto, who is grounded out to second and popped out to second. First walk issued by Richard, as that is a ball 1-0. Richard comes set. Tejeda not a threat to run. Has a very shallow lead, and Soto watches and admires that one, going deep to left center and gone. Third home run of the game for the Blue Sox, and Soto knew that was gone from the minute it left his bat. Royals not quite happy with the way Stalin profiled there, but it is 7-1 now. Three home runs, all to left center over the outfield scoreboard. And here is Ross Curley with a reset, and Richard misses low ball 1. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen next time Soto comes to bat. And Curley laces this one into right center, and this is going to be flagged down on the run by the right fielder Valdario, cutting off the center fielder Campbell. Both outfielders were running at full tilt there, but I thought that was going to be the center fielder's ball, but Valdario came in, and thankfully no collision or anything. And there's one down. Here's Taylor Ferguson, who takes ball 1. Ferguson is 2 for 2. Home run, single, and 2 runs scored. That's in the dirt, 2-0. Three and 0. Richard is having a hard time finding the strike zone. When he does, they're getting crushed. The 3-0. Taken all the way for strike 1. And now Ferguson will go to work. Richard winds and delivers. On the outside corner, strike 2. This is chopped to the first baseman, McConville. He fields, calls off the pitcher, and steps on the bag himself for the second out. So that'll leave the inning up to Julian Alvarez. Alvarez is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. The pitch. Up and away, ball 1. And Alvarez fouls that one into the screen to make it 1-1. This is lined up the middle, squibbling, and picked up by the second baseman. Throws on to first with the stretch, and it's an infield single for Alvarez. Alvarez with the second infield single of the ball game. Usually expect him to have at least a double by now, but, take the hits wherever you can get them. So the inning stays alive for Alex Wojtek, who hit a 3-run bomb last inning. And he takes strike 1. No one warming for the Royals. In fact, they only have one person on their bench. And Wojtek takes ball 1 to even the count. Wojtek reached in the first on a pass ball on a drop third strike, as that's up and away, 2-1. And then Silvestro reached on a single after that, and you're thinking, oh boy, this is not going to look good for Richard. Well, he got out of that inning the rest of the way unscathed. This is line down the left field line. It's going into the corner. It's a fair ball. Alvarez is on his way to third. Wojtek is on his way to second, and they will hold there, a 2-out double for Alex Wojtek. So for the third time, the Blue Sox will send 7 men to the plate in an inning, and it'll be Justin Silvestro. If there's any consolation, it's lefty against lefty to try and get out of this for Richard, but Silvestro does have 2 singles tonight. So playing the percentages, it's in your favor, but still. That's low, ball 1. Alvarez at third, Wojtek at second. The pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. Next offering from Richard. Popped up, foul over the screen. This is going to get into the bleachers right next to me. And then it takes a hit and bounces off a car parked on Broadway. So 1-2 the count. I know it's 7-1, but still don't want to leave too many runners in scoring position. Got to be able to convert these opportunities now so you can convert them in more clutch situations. This is into the right field, and there you go, a base hit. Alvarez will score. Wojtek will hold at third, and it is 8-1. Another good piece of two-strike hitting by the Blue Sox tonight. Silvestro's third single. Alvarez scores for the second time. And it is 8-1. Here's Thomas Russo. And he swings and misses for strike one. Russo is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Eighth man to bat in the inning. This started with a Derlin Tejeda 4-pitch walk. Then on a 1-0 pitch, Eduardo Soto. As this is lined into left center field. And this is going to get down off the fence. One run will score. And holding at third is Russo. It's Silvestro. It's a double for Thomas Russo and his first career regular season extra base hit with the Blue Sox. And it looks like we are finally going to have a pitching change as James McConville gives the hook to Jonathan Richard. And we will take a timeout with this pitching change. 9-1 our score. Here in the top of the fourth, this is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. We have a new pitcher for the Royals. I can't catch the jersey number right now, but and we just had a balk called on the new pitcher, so Silvestro will score and Russo will move up to third, and just like that, it's 10-1. Here's the pitch to Ruaco. It's upstairs. Ruaco takes upstairs. 2-0. And this is grounded and handled by Gomez, and unable to make the scoop is McConville. A run will score, and it's 11-1. Sorry for the issues with the scoreboard, folks. Didn't expect us to go to double digits. So here's Tejeda batting for the second time this inning. And that runs inside, and that nearly hit Tejeda. So that's an E5 that allowed Ruaco to reach. No RBI as Russo scores. And this is lined into left center field, but camping under it. And it gets past the left fielder, Crowley. Coming all the way around to score is Ruaco, and Tejeda's in to second base. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Eduardo Soto, and that's probably a wise decision after after probably some desire for revenge by the Royals after he admired his home run a little too long. That is in there for strike one. Our pinch hitter, I don't have a 15 on my roster here for some reason. I'll get that to you in a second, as that's upstairs. 1-1. We'll update the whole scoreboard situation in a second, folks. Blue Sox in complete command. That is in the dirt, 2-1, and Soto Tejeda rather a little eager off of second base. Next pitch, that's upstairs, 3-1. $11-1, 12-1 rather, here in the fourth. Full count, and the pitch is fouled into the screen. And this is fouled into the screen again. Inning just blew up here for the Blue Sox. 7 runs here in the fourth. Another runner in scoring position, and a walk. And the Royals are getting a little chirpy here. Looks like Ross Curley will get another at-bat. Here's Ross, who's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. The pitch, fouled into the screen for strike 1. So that was Drew Burgard who drew the walk just now. Drew Burgard is out of Claremont McKenna. That's where he played his college ball. That's in the dirt. 1-1 to Ross. That is inside to Ross. 2-1 with it. So that was a fastball that bent him over at the chiropractor's office. Ross is the 12th man to bat in the inning. That drops in there for strike 2. I'm going to go dark after this half inning so I can change the camera battery, but other than that, we will stay live. 2-2, 2 on, 2 out, 12-1. 7 runs home this inning for the Blue Sox. This is grounded to short. Fielding it is Johnson. Fires on to first, and mercifully, the inning ends. 12 men come to the plate. 7 of them score. And after 3.5, we're halfway home. Feels like we should be a lot further than that. It's 12-1 Blue Sox over the Royals. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Well, here we go to the bottom of the 4th. Ryan Filipowicz still out there, and the first pitch swinging. Wagner Gomez bloops it into left field, and making the catch is Drew Burgard, who stays in the game to replace Eduardo Soto after pinch hitting for him. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and now Jonathan Richard threw over 90 pitches in 3+, as that's low for ball 1 to John Collette. That's up and in, 2-0. And Collette pops this one a mile high. Will this come back to Wojtek? It'll come back to the third baseman, Russo. And he makes the play in front of the bleachers for out number 2. Connor Bernardo had to head home, so we've got stationary camera again, folks. But thanks a bunch to Connor for running the camera for us. You want to help us run the camera and get paid? Shoot me an email, sam@localsportsproductions.com, and we'll see what we can work out for you. First pitch swing again for the Royals. Russo camps under this. Makes the catch. That's a 4-pitch inning. 4 or 5 pitches for Ryan Filipowicz. He's thrown 38 pitches through 4 innings. Efficient much. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is the Blue Sox 12 and the Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want Local Sports Productions to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Video broadcasts also available. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Taylor Ferguson leading it off here in the top of the 5th. A game that is pretty much well in hand. And Ferguson lines this one into right field, and this will be caught on the run by Valdario for out number 1. Ferguson now 2 for 4 after that flyout. And here's Julian Alvarez. 2 for 3 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. And he chops this one to third. Well, first pitch swinging now here from the Blue Sox. And Gomez fires onto McConville for the out. I wonder if these teams are saying, I think this one's well in hand. Let's just swing as many pitches as possible. And obviously, that's not the competitive standpoint, but not a very competitive thing to do, but especially after the testiness these teams may be feeling after Soto admired his home run. Probably just better to get this out of the way as quickly as possible. And that hits Alex Wojtek, and he does the Charleston down to first base. I'll bring up Justin Silvestro as 3 at-bats and 3 singles. Also has an RBI and a run scored. That's high, ball 1. Still never find out who the new pitcher is. It's number 26 for the Royals, but I don't have a 26 on their roster on the website. The pitch, that's up and away, 2-0. So maybe I was wrong about swinging that. Swing of the first pitch, it's in the strike zone? I don't know. This is grounded to third. Gomez has it. And then Gomez froze and Silvestro froze as did he catch that? And then, if Silvestro had kept running, he might have beaten that out, but the home plate umpire ruled it's not a catch, and then the play completed as a normal 5-3 ground out. After 4.5, Blue Sox 12, Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. I imagine we'll see some more substitutions by the Blue Sox in the next couple of innings. And I was talking to Rick DeAngelis and Matt Karras after the loss to Melrose last week. And, it was a 3-0, 4-0 loss. Bats weren't on target really for either team. Obviously, Melrose got the hits when they needed them, but at this stage of the season, we were saying, the bats are going to be ahead of the pitchers are going to be ahead of the batters. Well, the Blue Sox bats have certainly caught up to the pitching the past couple of games, with beating Arlington 7-1 and now up 12-1 here on the Royals. This is lined into left field and down for a base hit for James McConville. And that is the first hit for the Royals since the first inning. I'll bring up Adam Johnson, and Johnson swings and misses for strike one. Johnson is 0 for 1 with a pop-up to the catcher Wojtek. That's a ball. 1-1. And this is into left field and down for a base hit. Cutting it off is Burgard, and holding at second is McConville. So after 10 consecutive batters retired by Filipowicz from the end of the first inning to the end of the fourth inning, back-to-back singles here for the Royals to start the fifth. Now bring up Chris Esposito, and that's low in the dirt. Wojtek blocks it, and it's 1-0. Well, we see Esposito bunt here. In there for strike one to even the count. Check swing, but it's strike two anyway. That's strike three called. And Filipowicz has his third strikeout. Here's the number 9 hitter, the right fielder, Nick Valdario. A couple good plays in right field tonight. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Take strike one. Upstairs, 1-1. Conville and Johnson leading off this inning with back-to-back singles against the first hits for the Royals since the first inning. This is grounded to first, stepping on the bag is Silvestro, fires to second, in time for the double play, a 3-4 double play, and the inning is over just like that. After 5 complete, still Blue Sox 12, Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. Thomas Russo to lead things off here in the top of the 6th. And the pitch is up and away for ball 1. Russo hit his first career extra base hit with the Blue Sox, his last time up in the 4th rather. That's in there for strike 1, 0-1. Getting it 27 singles last year. Those were all his hits. Up and away, 2-1. 12 runs, 13 hits, no errors, and 6 men left for the Blue Sox. That's low, 3-1. Meanwhile, 1 run, 5 hits, 3 errors, and 2 men left for the Royals, as that's ball 4 to Russo. He's on base with a walk. I'll bring up Chris Ruocco. And that's down and away for ball 1. Rock is 0 for 3, reached on an error and scored his last time up, has otherwise popped up to second and flown out to right. A little chin music there for Ruocco as he does the Matrix, and it's 2-0. Russo with a small lead at first. And the pitch. Check swing, but it's a strike, 2-1. Three and one. Derlin Tejeda on deck. Popped into the overhang, and it's a full count. Jonathan Richard got roughed up, to say the least. Allowed 10 runs, all of which were earned. And that's low, ball 4, and back-to-back walks to begin the 6th for the Blue Sox. And a conference at the mound between McConville, our mystery pitcher, and Gomez. That's low for ball one, and it skips away to the Blue Sox dugout, but the runners, respecting the 11-run lead, will hold at their respective bases. Derlin walked and scored on Soto's home run his last time up in the fourth. He's 0 for 1. And he swings and misses, strike one. Next offering to Derlin is upstairs 2-1. Derlin plays his college ball at Fisher College in Georgia. And that hits him just underneath the neck, between the shoulders and the back. So the bases are now loaded with nobody out. And McConville is going to make a pitching change. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back on Local Sports Productions. Mike Masuli is the new pitcher for the Somerville Royals. Last year he pitched in 11 games and was 0-2 with a 6.30 ERA in 23 to third innings. He allowed 29 hits, 24 runs, 21 of which were earned, walked 15, struck out 10, and surrendered 1 home run. His only career win came in 2015 when this team was the Somerville Thunder. He did have a save last year. So here is Drew Burgard. And Burgard smacks this one into right center field, but it will be caught on the run by the center fielder Campbell. Tagging is the runner from third, and scoring is Russo. So it's a sac fly and an RBI, and it's lucky number 13. 13-1 Blue Sox. First pitch to Ross Curley is at the knees for strike one. So Drew Burgard gets his first RBI of the season. And misses for ball one. Upstairs, 2-1. Ruocco on second to Hayden on first. First three men reached this inning without the aid of a hit. 2 walks and a hit batsman. The 2-1 pitch. This is towered into center field. Again, Campbell going to catch it, and bluffing the tag to third was Ruaco. He ends up not advancing, and there are 2 down. So Ross is now 1 for 5. That'll bring up Taylor Ferguson. Ferguson got the scoring started with the 2-run homer in the first, since Singleton scored, grounded out to first and flown out to right. He takes down and away, ball 1. And to think, we thought this game was going to be a close one early on when it was 2-1 after 2. That jackknifes Ferguson, but it's a strike, 1-1. Blue Sox had the 2-run home run by Ferguson in the top of the first, and then 3 straight batters reached via double, single, and single, with 1 out in the bottom of the first for the Royals, as that's inside 2-1. And it was 2-1, and it was first and second, 1 out, but then a 6-4-3 double play ended the inning. Then both teams went 1-2-3 in the second, as that's in there for strike 2. And then Ross Curley struck out, but it was after an 11-pitch at-bat, and that must have done a lot of damage to Richard, because he promptly allowed single, home run to Alex Wojtek. As that's upstairs, full count. Runners will be in motion with this pitch. And then the 7-run outburst in the fourth. And it's fouled into the screen. Eighth pitch, the at-bat upcoming. Here it is, runners go. And it's outside, ball 4, and the bases are once again loaded. That'll bring up Julian Alvarez. Alvarez, 2 for 4 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. There's a ball. 1-0. And Wagner Gomez going out to the mound to give Masuli a little bit of encouragement. Bases filled with Blue Sox. Ruaco at third, Tejeda at second, Ferguson on first. The pitch, and this is grounded to the left side, picked up by the shortstop Johnson. Fires to first, and the stretch by McConville gets Alvarez. That would have been his 3rd infield single if he had beaten it out, but the side is retired. The Blue Sox do get one more, however. After 5.5, Blue Sox 13, Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. New pitcher for the Blue Sox is Drew Leanhouse, who, if you remember last year, this is grounded to short. Curley fields it, fires on to first, one down. You remember last year's, that's another one pitch out for Blue Sox pitchers. Drew, as I mentioned, threw a no-hitter in an elimination game. First time in a while the Blue Sox had faced elimination in the playoffs, at least before the championship series. As that's Jake Santolo being retired. And now Brian Campbell takes ball one. Drew pitched a no-hitter to even the series at 1, the preliminary round series in last year's playoffs. Drew was named most valuable pitcher of the playoffs last year. 2-1 as that last pitch was fouled off. Upstairs, 3-1. On the inside corner, strike 2 to fill the count. Campbell took a very slight step towards first, but has to see at least one more pitch. And he fouls it into the screen. So Flip will likely get the win. 5 of the most efficient innings I've seen a Blue Sox pitcher pitch in a long time. Probably the most pitches he threw in an inning was 14, and that was in the first when he allowed the only run the Royals have thus far, and that's low for ball 4. So here's Wagner Gomez, who singled his first time up in the first. He's 1 for 2. So I mentioned 14 pitches for Flip in the first inning. They threw 6 in the second, 13 in the third, 5 in the fourth, and 9 in the fifth. Two and 0 the count. Flip, as you may recall, is a former Northeastern and San Francisco Giants farmhand. As Gomez swings and fouls that one into the screen. And was a teammate 2 years ago of Chris Shaw, former Lexington High great, and drafted in the first round by the Giants. He's now at AAA Sacramento. This is fouled into the screen. 2-2. Two-two pitch from Drew. And check swing, and they appeal, and he did not go. Oh, I thought they had him, but apparently not, so it's another full count. This is Drew's first action of the summer. Fouled over the screen. Good at bat being put together here by Gomez.
How we doing? I know 9-1 or something. 13. What's their record? Is it 2-1?
And he went around this time, says the home plate umpire, and that'll be out number 2. The Blue Sox look like they're going to go to 2-1. The Royals will likely fall to 0-2. So we approach the 2-hour mark in this ball game. First pitch is upstairs to John Collette. Collette pops this one foul to the right, down the line, and making the... No, it's in fair territory as it bounces off of Rocco's glove. It came back towards fair territory, and that is going to be... boy, I don't know if that's going to be an E4 or if that's going to be a single, but it did take a turn on him. I'll give him a single. Of course, it's not my call. I'm not the official scorer, but now first and third, 2 out. Royals trying to get back in the run column. That'll bring up George Crowley as he takes low ball 1. Crowley, like so many others, 0 for 2 in this game. One and one as that's a strike. Fouled to the left and out of play, and it's 1-2. A 7-run fourth is the big blow in this game right now. Fouled into the screen again. As Alex Wojcik goes to field that one after it went foul, I was talking to Alex, and he doesn't have the purple gear anymore. The purple catcher's gear for Holy Cross. As that's low, it gets away from Wojcik. Runner from first. Collette will advance. Actually, that's not even Wojcik. I believe is that Vigsy? All right, that's not Wojcik. Excuse me. That would be Connor McHugh from URI behind the plate right now. As this is grounded right back to Leanhouse, bounces out of his glove, but he recovers and gets the out that retires the side. So once again, Somerville has held off the scoreboard, and after 6 complete, Blue Sox 13, Royals 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on Local Sports Productions. Top of the 7th, and what has been all Blue Sox since the 3rd. A 3-run third inning gave them the cushion after their 2-run lead was cut in half in the first. There have been 3 home runs hit by the Blue Sox tonight. One by Taylor Ferguson, one by Alex Wojcik, and one by Eduardo Soto, whose celebration for said home run got the Royals a little riled up. Strike 1 to Connor McHugh, and he takes strike 2. McHugh getting his first plate appearance of the game after coming in defensively for Wojcik. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Masuli picks up the strikeout. One down, that'll bring up Justin Silvestro. 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Probably the most unlikely candidate to have a couple singles tonight is Julian Alvarez, as Silvestro skies this one into right field. Camping under it is Valdario, and he makes the catch quickly, 2 down. I mean, sure, power hitters, will have 2 single games. They're not going to, crush doubles or home runs every game. But, Alvarez beating out 2 infield singles tonight, nearly had a third. So, a lot of... Everybody has been on base tonight. Everybody's had a hit tonight, actually. At least for the starters, as that's strike 1 to Thomas Russo. Russo got his first career extra base hit with a double, later scored and walked. And scored off the walk as well, ball 1. Two in the first, 3 in the fifth, as this is grounded to the right side, and this will be past the diving second baseman Sintolo for a base hit. So Russo is 2 for 4. As I was saying, it was 2 in the first, 3 in the fifth, 7 in the fourth, and 1 in the sixth. That's the scoring breakdown for the Blue Sox. Chris Rocco takes ball 1. I misspoke. Rocco has been on base, but he hasn't gotten a hit yet. He has, as he grounds this one, and it deflects off the shortstop's glove, and there is his hit. So Rocco into the hit column. And Sal Mirabella will get an at-bat, pinch hitting for Derlin Tejeda. Always good to see Sal. Sal takes at the knees, strike 1. Next offering from Masuli. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt, and it's 0-2. Sal and the home plate umpire having a good laugh. That's good. The pitch misses for ball 1. That'd look good from here, but a little too high, says the home plate umpire. Two and 2. Sal's really dipping to follow that ball and see if he can lay it off or take a hack at it. Outside, 3 and 2. With Drew Burgard on deck. Runners will be off with the pitch. Here it is. Ball 4. And Sal comes back from 0-2 down to work the walk. So the lineup turns over for Burgard, who has no official at bat. He's walked and hit a sacrifice fly, as that's fouled away for strike one. There is action warming for the Blue Sox bullpen down the left field line, but can't tell who it is right now. That's down and in, 1-1. You have Russo on third, Rocco on second, Tejeda on Mirabella rather on first. This is popped foul, and it's 1-2. Blue Sox got their run last inning without the aid of the hit. 4 men reached via 3 walks and a hit batsman, but no hits, and they left the bases loaded last inning. Sully's load the bases here. 1-2 the count to Burgard. And this is chopped down the first base line and foul. Remains 1-2. Burgard looking for his first hit. And he grounds this one down the first base line. Will be fielded by McConville, and he'll step on the bag himself for the out that retires the side. So the Blue Sox leave the bases loaded, but I don't think they're going to grieve too much about that. We go to the bottom of the 7th, closing time for the Blue Sox. 13-1 Blue Sox over the Royals. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Rob DeFranco making his first appearance of the season for the Blue Sox, as he will look to put a wrap on this explosive performance for the Blue Sox offensively, and a real shutdown effort by the pitchers tonight. First Filipowicz, and then Lienhoutz, and now DeFranco. We'll see what he can do. DeFranco is in his second season with the Blue Sox. In the regular season last year, he pitched 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 earned run, walked 2, and struck out 4. In the postseason, he made 3 appearances, threw 5 2/3 innings with 1 save, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, struck out 4, and surrendered 1 home run. First pitch to James McConville is fouled off for strike 1. McConville is 1 for 2 thus far. It's been the righty Filipowicz for 5 innings, then the lefty Lienhoutz for 1, and this is a line drive base hit by McConville. He's 2 for 3. Well, when the Royals have had base runners on, they get 2 on at a time, but only gotten 1 run out of it. And let's see what Adam Johnson can do here. Johnson is 1 for 2 with a single of his own right. It's been now 6 singles, a walk, and a double. That's how the Royals have gotten on base tonight. And Johnson fouls that one into the screen for strike 1. Next pitch from DeFranco with a slingshot delivery is strike 2. Up and in. Dropped by McHugh, but he cleans up, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch. Grounded to short. Looks like the only play will be to first. Curley has it. Fires on to first. 1 down. A productive out as it advances the runner into scoring position. A little bit of a broken bat grounder there, and that's what slowed down the ball. So here's Chris Esposito, who is 0 for 2 with a ground out to first, and a strikeout looking. And Esposito fouls it off for strike 1. I believe it was Wyatt Stanley who was the mystery pitcher in the middle for the Royals tonight, now that I'm looking at the roster. So it was the pitching tonight has been Richard, Stanley, and Masuli for Somerville. As this is grounded to short, this will advance the runner again. Curley has it, fires on to first, 2 down. And then for the Blue Sox, Filipowicz, Leanhouts. And now DeFranco, who is 1 out away from finishing this one off. We have to the number 9 man, Nick Valdario, to prolong the game and maybe get another run home for the Royals. He is 0 for 2, struck out looking, and grounded to a 3-4 double play. And heard the umpire call something. I'm not sure if that, did he say no pitch? Was that a, not sure what the call was. Is that a foul ball? Because I heard it bounce off wood, but that's in the dirt. Skips away from McHugh, but no advance by the runner at third, McConville. We've already had 1 balk in this game, and it led to a Blue Sox run. DeFranco nearly committed 1 himself. This is chopped foul. So the call, so that first pitch was a ball, so it's 2-1. Officially at the 2-hour mark of this game. Swing and a miss, and the Royals. Actually, that was strike 3. Okay, I heard 2-1 from the umpire, but all right, so the ball game is over. Well, abruptly, but in a game that took 2 hours and 1 minute, the winning pitcher is Ryan Filipowicz. He improves to 1-0. The losing pitcher is Jonathan Richard. He falls to 0-1. Final totals for the Somerville Royals: 1 run, 6 hits, 3 errors and 3 men left. And for the Lexington Blue Sox, 13 runs, 14 hits, no errors, and 3, 5, 6, 9, 12 men left. Well, they left the bases loaded in the last 2 innings when the game was well in hand. Our players of the game, well, Bruce is definitely going to say everybody, but let's give a special shout-out to Taylor Ferguson, who was 2 for 4, 2-run home run, a single. Eduardo Soto had a 3-run home run. And Justin Silvestro, 3 singles and a run scored and an RBI. Alex Wojtek, double, a home run, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Also reached base 2 other times. So, with the win, the Blue Sox improved to 2-1, 4 points. With the loss, the Somerville Royals fall to 0-2, 0 points. With that said, this has been a presentation of Local Sports Productions, serving Greater Boston student-athletes in association with the Lexington Blue Sox. Copyright 2017, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Lexington Blue Sox or Local Sports Productions is strictly prohibited. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball on LSP continues this Saturday at 12:55 p.m. when the Blue Sox travel down to Cotuit, Mass. On Cape Cod and visit the Cotuit Kettleers for their annual fundraiser exhibition for the Pete Frates No. 3 Fund in the fight against ALS. Watch live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day on YouTube. Once again, the final score from Trump Field in Somerville, Mass. It is Lexington Blue Sox 13 and the Somerville Royals 1. My name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in.